Joe Concha, Fox News contributor, and Mark Simone, Hall of Fame, WOR radio host. Joe Concha. First of all, how tough is Biden? I mean, he couldn't even make the video. That's point number one. He had to keep editing the darn thing. And second of all, he's afraid of a crowd. You know, Trump just got 100,000 people in the Jersey beach, and Biden's lucky if he can get 3 people in a grocery store. Anyway, I digress. What do you think?
Well, he's not familiar with crowds, so perhaps you're afraid of what you don't know, right? Here's the thing. In 2016, CNN has the first debate in June. On 2 occasions, they shared questions with the Clinton campaign in advance.
Right.
Do we remember that? Yes. Who's to say this won't happen again? Because we still don't quite know how that happened, right? Secondly, this is the same network that ousted its president last year, its network president, Chris Licht, because Licht gave Trump a town hall on the network, and everybody on that network, led by Jake Tapper, revolted against the president, and he got kicked out. So now we're supposed to believe that we're going to get a fair, objective, moderating debate from CNN, given their history in this department. Because you know what we're going to get, Larry? A heavy dose of January 6th. We're going to get the Trump trials. We're going to get a lot of focus on abortion. You look at Gallup, the 5 most important topics and issues in terms of voters and what is most important to them. The economy and inflation, number 1. Illegal immigration, 2. Government and poor leadership, number 3. We have foreign policy at number 4. And number 5 is poverty and homelessness.
Where was the trials?
Where were the trials?
Where are the trials? 15, 18, 20th?
Probably.
Mark Simone, you think CNN's a liberal network? Really? Joe's being
They'd have to scramble away from the left just to get to liberal. They're so far to the left. But what does this all mean? Whenever somebody suddenly demands debates, it means they're way behind. That's the only time you do that.
Good point.
So he's behind in the rigged public polls. He must really be behind in the private polls. I think Saturday is what made this happen. I think that panicked them that Trump got 100,000 people. We've never seen 100,000 in a row. I think that really scared them. Now, why so early? Why June? We've never had a debate before the convention. I think the Biden people know he could be a disaster, and they'll need time to fix it if he is. And also the people running Biden world, they got to decide whether they're going to keep him. And if they switch, it's going to be in the convention. So they want to test him out before the convention.
You think if he bombs, this is fascinating. If Joe Biden bombs in that June debate, June 27th, which is, I think, the Democratic convention's in middle August or some such, you think the bosses would pull him right there and there? I mean, it's like you're having a bad night in the basketball playoffs and you just get pulled, you don't show up for the 4th quarter?
You've got to be thinking about it. It's just sometimes it's just totally incoherent. So they'll see how bad he is before they decide whether to pull him.
And to Mark's point, there were 2 polls that came out this week, 3 actually. The one, obviously, New York Times, the swing states where Trump is leading every single one or tied in another. But then 2 other polls really caught my eye, guys. Minnesota, Donald Trump is tied with Joe Biden. Virginia, Donald Trump is tied with Joe Biden. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, Minnesota even voted for Walter Mondale over Ronald Reagan. Those 49 states you talk about, that's the one that went to Mondale as his home state. But if those 2 states are in play and it's this close and Biden has to now defend those states while trying to win all those other ones back, that's exactly why I'm saying there's a Hail Mary here.
I saw a poll. It might have been John McLaughlin, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Could have been somebody else. Anyway, Trump's only down 5 points in New Jersey, okay? Among the bluest of the blue states, where a guy that nobody ever heard of nearly beat Phil Murphy for re-elected, and the governor's saying, Mark, why? I don't understand. Why doesn't Joe Biden want an audience? Serious question. I mean, it's going to be weird. It's going to be like a COVID debate or something with no one else there except the moderators.
I think he's not used to it because of his condition. I think it confuses him. Trump is much funnier. Trump plays an audience well, gets big laughs. You're taking this away from him. Kennedy-Nixon debates were no audience. The Hannity debate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gavin Newsom and DeSantis, the Hannity debate, worked pretty well without an audience.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The Reagan-Mondale debate, when Reagan launched that line, I will not take advantage of my opponent's inexperience for political reasons, they killed Mondale. The whole room erupted in laughter and applause. It was like, oh my God, he was totally deflated. So the Biden people figured they don't want anything like that to happen. It's going to be hard enough for Joe. Can Joe Biden go? They don't say how long these debates are going to be, or I didn't see that. Is it going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours? Does anybody know?
They're almost always 90 minutes, so I can't see it being any different from that. But to your point, there's no script to save Joe Biden this time. There's no teleprompter where he can deliver these remarks. If I'm Donald Trump, I'm asking the questions of Biden. I give a definitive, strong answer with my time allotted, since I can't count on Jake Tapper, for example, asking this question. Joe, what was the inflation rate when you took office? Because he said it again today. He keeps saying that he inherited 9%
He said it again
inflation.
today?
Yes, he did.
The 9% inflation?
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
And he said it yesterday, too.
Well, I know. I had him 2 out of 3 days, so this is 3 out of 4 days. That is remarkable. Jake Tapper's not going to be the worst. I don't know who else they got on their bench. It would be difficult, but Trump doesn't. He's not afraid. He's just, look what he's gone through, all these trials and tribulations, especially trials, and there he is, doing very well, looking well. He's campaigning today. Wednesday, he had the day off from court, and he's out there. He's doing fundraisers and so forth. He doesn't care. He just wants to get into the ring with Biden.
What does he have to be afraid of? Biden can't win on the border. He can't win on crime. He can't win on taxes. He can't win on inflation. There's going to be a summer protest. They'll happen outside the debate.
He had a great line, Trump did, at his rally, and I hadn't heard it before, but it's the best argument he can make. He says, I'm stronger now in 2024 than I was in 2020 and even in 2016, because now, unlike those years, people see what the alternative is on all those issues you just talked about. So now we have a contrast, and Biden has to defend himself. It's not 2020 anymore.
You guys going to referee or what?
Yeah.
If they approach you to be a referee?
Well, first of all, it's in Atlanta. I don't know why they're putting it in Atlanta. I mean, that's not a place that Trump loves at the
CNN
moment.
headquarters.
Fani Willis. She'll be the referee.
Fani Willis, right?
Fani Willis. She'll be disqualified, but she'll be trying to be the referee. I got it. I didn't. Where's the other one going to be? The September one. Does anybody know?
I don't think we know yet.
I don't know yet.
ABC.
It's all very interesting. Bang, 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 bang. So let the games begin. It's going to be great fun. Joe Concha and Mark Simone, 2 boxing experts.